Hello and welcome to episode 55 of...
The Chronicles of Narnia?
It's actually Serial Podcast.
Serial Podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're really good at telling stories and, yeah. So welcome to Serial. We're actually doing a very in-depth episode today where we pretend to be character comedians. And I'm going to be playing the role of Matt Hoss, who is emotionally fragile.
Yeah. I'm going to be playing the role of Dan Rhodes, who is, by all... What's the word I'm looking for when I want to say that someone has said something about me? All accounts.
All accounts.
By all accounts. I think I just had a stroke.
Should we start again?
No, I don't think we need to. I think that's pretty much...
Is this the level we're at now?
Let's pretend like that didn't happen, and we'll just carry on. Hey, welcome to
episode 55.
Whoa,
What Serial Podcast.
Whoa, I just had a stroke.
Well,
No, we shouldn't laugh about that, actually, Matt. Don't laugh. Matt always laughs when I make jokes like that, and I think it's because deep down he finds that sort of thing funny, and it's not funny. It's not funny.
Welcome to Miffs. I'm Matt Hoss. And I'm Dan Rhodes. Whether you know about Odysseus or you're revising your syllabus, if you want tales with a bit of jest or you just want to hear about incest. What? What? It's really interesting. Welcome to Miffs. Welcome to Miffs.
well, welcome to this. It's great to have you back for our 55th episode. And in the last two episodes, in 53, Dan talked about all the people who died age 53.
Yeah.
54, we talked about all the people who were born at age 54.
And you asked the weirdest question ever, which was, would you give birth to someone if they weren't a baby or whatever it was you asked? And I was like, what the... What? That was a weird episode.
It was, honestly...
what should we do for 55?
Should we have a look at all the... Should I quiz you about things that happened in the year 1955? Is that quite cool?
It's quite cool.
Okay, we'll do it. Yeah. Didn't plan for this, so...
Do you know what we should start doing?
Research?
No, besides the obvious. We should... I think every episode from now on, I'm going to start by giving... I'm going to make it my homework, because as you know, I always go out of my way to...
So you're not laughing, listener dear, but because I am.
I think I will come in with you with facts relating to the number of the episode, 55, 56, 57. Do you think that'd be fun, Matt?
Yeah, I think it'd be very good, because anything is better than who died, Bram Stoker, Freddie Mercury, or George Michael.
That was a good question. We learnt some stuff.
All right.
It's George Michael.
Okay, this website's terrible. Oh, wait.
We're learning stuff about 1955.
Right.
Okay. I'm not looking.
There's a Russia-Warsaw Pact.
Ooh, 1955 Russia-Warsaw Pact.
Which day did it happen?
July 10th.
Close, May 14th.
Oh, close.
This is why I tuned in. Peter Pan came out on musical TV. I don't know how I'm going to quiz you. Here's a good one. Which theme park opened up in July 1955?
Which theme park?
Yeah.
I'm assuming Disneyland.
It's Disneyland. / Alton Towers.
That is much, for some reason, much younger than I thought it was.
Really?
I thought it was older than that, Disneyland, yeah. But I suppose the films had become popular around the 30s and 40s, hadn't they? So.
Also, I think Rosa Parks was in that same year.
Rosa Parks, 1955, the famous bus driver who refused to let white people on.
Dan and I were talking about the Green Book film earlier, and I think you saw a different version of that film. So from Disneyland to Rosa Parks, Vietnam. Ooh, actually, let's not go there because it's quite sad. The very first edition of the Guinness Book of Records came out on August 27th in the United Kingdom.
Wow, 1955. So we've got Disneyland, Guinness Book of Records. Wow, we are learning so much, Matt.
Oh, I mean, not about myths, but the Middle East Baghdad Pact.
Ooh, nice. I wonder how that went.
Well, I heard Rosa Parks on the bus. Okay. Oh, okay. What's the average cost of monthly rent?
Oh, I didn't look. Average cost of month in the US or UK?
In dollars. In dollars.
In US dollars, the average. Well, because of inflation, the average cost of rent in the US in 1955 was probably something stupid, like $150.
$87.
Wow, that's cheap.
Here's a weird one. How much does a lady's swimsuit cost?
In 1955?
Well, yes, but also how much does it cost now?
Probably like $3.
It's actually $12.95. So,
wow. I suppose
it
it was a lot of fabric back then because you couldn't show anything.
But also, like a fifth of that. And now, don't quote me, but a fifth of that, it's like $87 is on rent. $12 is on. Like, that's quite.
It is weird.
Yeah,
it is weird.
Also, what? How about black and white TV? How much does that cost?
Well, I imagine they were quite a lot of money because famously in the UK, for example, not many people got TVs until the 1952 whatever it was coronation. Mm-hmm. So I would say, I bet it's loads. Let's assume rent is $87. Okay, maybe a TV is like $200.
It's actually $99.
But that is like more than rent for someone. That's quite a lot. Yeah.
How much? But this is the last one. How much is the minimum hourly rate?
Oh, like the minimum wage?
Yeah.
Well, it's not very good now in America, so probably about 12 cents.
It's actually $1. Alright, yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. We're going to kind of crack on with a lot of content today, aren't we, Dan?
Yep.
Later on, we're doing the Odyssey.
We are doing the Odyssey.
Part
4.
Part 4. And are you enjoying it so far?
I am enjoying it so far. I'm enjoying part 4 so far.
Well, I mean, we haven't got to that part yet. But before we get there, we've got a little bit of admin to do. Because last week, what happened, Dan?
We did a podcast.
Well, that's a loose term. But your mother, Chris Rhodes, got in touch with us, and we had a bit of a debacle, didn't we?
We did.
What happened is there's a running joke / anxiety panic attack that Dan criticises that my hair's too long and it affected my love life.
No, it's not that your hair is long now, but I was saying at the time, one of the reasons for your love life breaking down may have been due to your haircut.
I mean, still hurtful. But in an earlier episode, I posed it to Chris to suggest to be on my sides, but hey, it's my hair that long, and trying to get some support. But Chris actually responded last week saying that she would need evidence first. So in the week, I sent her 2 pictures around the time of breakup, or we'll call it before breakup and post breakup, and we got a very funny response. Should I read out my email first?
Let's read out your email first.
Shall I show Dan? I'm going to show Dan the pictures I sent first, and I want you to give me an audible reaction to it. Okay.
Let's go. An audible.
Here's the first one.
Okay, Matt is wearing a white shirt with little pizzas on, I think, or watermelons.
It's watermelon slices.
And then he's doing a gig in what can only be described as the smallest room in the world. You look really tall in that picture because the ceiling looks about 4'2".
Yeah, it's a little vegan restaurant called Potato Tomato, and I did a preview there about a week and a half after the breakup, and it wasn't good. In fact, it was quite a hard gig, that one, but I smashed it though.
And your hair is quite long. I think that's quite long. As someone who knows you very well and who sees you a lot, I think that's the nicest thing I've ever said.
Yeah.
I think that your hair's quite long because you had to slick it back.
Yeah, I look like a greaser. I look like I'm in
it looks like I think you look like Italian American.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, hey, Mickey,
Fat Tony, yeah.
Just Tony.
Okay, what's the next picture?
This is the next day, which I think my hair looks
outside
quite
the
cute.
same vegan comedy. That's a nice picture, actually. You're smiling next to Potato Tomato.
And they got a quote from me as well.
Potato Tomato.
Dan, I forgot to mention.
What do vegans eat?
Oh, next episode, I've got something really amazing that happened to me.
What happened?
I'm going to tell you now.
Yeah.
So at that Potato Tomato, I did a theatre show about a couple of weeks ago, and and before the show, I went to this vegan restaurant, it's my favourite place on earth, and I ordered some macaroni and cheese, vegan macaroni and cheese, and they said, "Oh, sorry, we only got this small portion left of it." I was like, "Oh, fair enough. I'll just have a burger, I suppose." But then the waiter was like, "Well, hold on. Why don't you put the rest of that macaroni and cheese on top of this burger you already had?" Because there's seitan pieces just fake meat with lettuce and onion rings and macaroni and cheese. And I was like, oh my god, we're going off menu here. It's great, really exciting. And they named the burger after me. It's called the Matt Hoss Burger, and you can order it now as well.
So it's like mac and cheese in a burger. Did it taste nice?
It's amazing, although I did think I was going to die afterwards. But it's really nice. And like, that's my legacy there. I don't have children.
That is incredible.
But I've got a burger named after me.
Got a burger named after you.
So if you're ever in Whitstable in Kent, do have a Matt Hoss burger. Yeah. Eat Matt Hoss.
Eat Matt Hoss.
Eat Matt Hoss. Please eat Matt. That's pretty significant.
That is really significant, yeah.
But that's by the by. Chris sent us. So I sent these pictures to Chris. That's a shirt I'm wearing right now, isn't it?
It's the exact same shirt you're wearing right now. Wow, interesting. Matt is in the photo he's showing me. He's wearing. It's a giant alien. Looks a little bit like the aliens from Toy Story.
Oh yeah.
They're like RTT. You know the alien thing when it's like.
I know what it means.
You know the one. What's the phrase they say? What do they say?
The claw.
The claw. That's it. I knew it was something that wasn't anything I was saying.
You said the claw like an Italian American. The claw. What are you talking about?
Hey, put the record on and get the claw. Hey Johnny, you seen the claw? Right, no, and it's got an alien on it. Anyway, that's besides the by. The point is, your hair is shorter now. I get that. Yes.
Oh, yeah, well, my hair's shorter now. What do you think of my hair now?
Much better.
Thank
I like
you.
it.
So this is what I sent to Chris. Thank you so much for your email. Thank you for your Peregrine Falcon book. Dan revealed to me on the podcast, made me howl all after. I should actually read what I'm going to read. So I sent her these pictures
because she said she needed evidence to suggest whether your hair was too long.
And here was her official response. Yeah. And I thought she was going to be kind. But this is what Chris wrote. Hi Matt, thanks for the pics. I must admit I'm not a fan of long hair, but those pics I wouldn't class as long. Dan was over-exaggerating long, but maybe that's his habit. Brackets, haha, how rude of me. Now Dan, you read this before the podcast and you got quite annoyed, didn't you?
I think, is she insinuating that I'm joking about that I exaggerate the word long in terms of my penis? Is that what my own mum is doing?
I think that's a dick joke.
Yeah, I think it's a dick joke. Although, actually, as you can testify, Matt, I am someone that often makes a joke about having a small penis. So, do you know what's really... How weird is this? I'm actually insulted by this, that she thinks I always make the joke about having a long penis, because I'm someone that actively makes jokes about having a small penis, and I'm actually getting weirdly offended that someone is saying that I have a long penis. But in this context of it being my mum.
What is this podcast?
She has seen my penis before, though. When I was a baby. I assume, anyway.
Same size.
Same size, yeah.
But I think what she's... I'm not sure if it's meant to be a penis joke necessarily, but I think maybe like you are prone to hyperbole.
Yes, I think that's what she's saying. Speaking of which, she texted me today.
Yeah.
And said... Sorry, this is an absolute side note, but this is a bit like what we're saying. My mum likes to clarify things.
Oh, yeah, because this is hot gossip as well.
This literally happened 10 minutes ago. She messaged me, texted me. Says, hi Dan, I have now listened to MIFF's episode 53. You were in year 6 when you had your cyst op on your testicle, so your guess of being aged 14 was way off. Kiss.
I fear that this podcast has both enhanced and ruined your relationship with your mum. Anyway, the email does go on. However, looking at all the evidence in front of me, I must put the shirt in frame. The watermelon shirt. And it goes, what is it? Pieces of melon? Pizza? Perhaps that was the culprit. So I've got Dan saying that it's my hair. I've got Chris saying it's my shirt.
What I'm tempted to do is get my dad and my sister on this, and then all the 4 Rhodeses could just be grilling you.
It's like Infinity Stones of pain. Like you all take a different part of me. Yeah. It's like, oh man, you smell bad. Oh, actually, if you can do that as a just really keep my ego down. I'm so sad. Anyway, but so maybe it was the shirt. Do you reckon it was the shirt that did it?
Maybe it was the shirt. Yeah. I don't mind the watermelon shirt though. I think it's all right.
It's quite big. Anyway, but Chris actually does say something really lovely here, which I'm going to read it out because I think it's the sentiment we're kind of going for. Either way, the girl in question has lost out on having a wonderful, caring, funny man in her life. It was never meant to be, and in time, when you meet the right girl, you'll be pleased she left to make way for the future Mrs. Hoss. Keep on smiling and laughing, and the girls will flock to you. Chris. Kiss. Which is... I genuinely think it's the nicest thing a Rhodes member has said to me.
That is definitely... Mum's letting the side down.
Yeah. Honestly, that was very touching, and it really made my made my day.
God damn it, Mum! You're not meant to actually tell him that in real life.
Dan, can you say something as nice akin to that to me? Like, we've been friends for a long time. Please give me some kind of genuine warmth.
I think you are genuinely I think you're probably genuinely the most like actively caring person I know.
To be honest, like, can you call me a bellend or something? It's weird now. The dynamic shifted.
I can say some other stuff too.
Yeah. Actually, can you say one nice thing followed by two horrible things? Because I think we need to have the balance.
Why don't I do like a negative, positive, negative? Like
yeah, let's
positive
do that.
Sandwich. Matt, I think your comedy is very good and has vastly improved since university.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Problem is that percentage increase probably isn't as great as it should or could be. But the point is, you've improved, so good job.
Well, that negativity sandwich tastes a lot like the Matt Hoss burger. Anyway, well, thank you for that, everyone. I think we should do the myth now before I start crying.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Now, Dan, thank you for some of those lovely words. And if you want to email us, why don't you email us at Matt Hoss? No, that's my personal email. Why don't you email us at misspodcast@gmail.com, and you can send me pictures of your hair, or just send me an insult.
Welcome to the Odyssey, where we meet a man stranded at sea, searching for home with varying success. Why didn't he just book a National Express?
All right, time to talk. The words escape me. Time to do the old ancient myth podcast talky bit. So today, Dan, we're talking about book 10 onwards from of the Odyssey, and we're going to be talking about some brand new sections in the myth. So, what happened last time? Can you give us a bit of a summary?
What happened last time?
But I want you to do it. I want you to give us a summary of what happened last time, but in the form of a haiku.
Okay.
So, just explain what a haiku is.
I can't remember what a haiku is.
I believe it's a poem, a Japanese...
certain syllables, right?
I believe it's 5 syllables, 7 syllables, and 3 syllables. But I will check that in case I'm wrong. Oh, it's 5 syllables, 7 syllables, and 5 syllables again.
Okay.
Also, did you know haikus were invented in 1955? Okay, but you have to do it without thinking about it. Odysseus missing.
Where has he gone? Who knows? Odysseus found.
You wasted a lot of syllables on Odysseus twice. Okay, can you do it again, but with so can you give us a broader kind of what happened in the last kind of book?
The last kind of book, he went with his men, and he got trapped on an island of lotus eaters.
Oh, let's rewind a little bit. So he's Odysseus himself. He's escaped Calypso. He's on an island.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did that happen in the last book?
No, I'm trying to give more.
Thank you very much. You just asked me what happened in the last book.
Well,
you should have said what happened in all the previous books.
Right,
that's what you actually meant to say, wasn't it?
Do that.
Oh, sorry that I was being specific.
Oh, sorry, Odysseus lost. Odysseus found. Fucking hack.
Isn't that exactly what happens?
Well, broadly, but that's
yeah, exactly. Thank you very much. If I had said zebra eats a man, man kills a giraffe, you'd have been like, that's wrong. But I wasn't that far off, was I?
Yeah, but like it was so vague that that could be any storyline. Anyway, God, I've missed you. Anyway, so what happened? Right,
Trojan War ended. Him and his men were like, let's leave the Trojan War.
No,
and they were leaving, and they got fucking found on this island, and he got captured by Calypso, and then he has to sail away from Calypso, and eventually he found some people, and then he finally finds these people, and they're like, Jesus, you've been gone for a while, what happened? And he was like, let me tell you, and then we've gone back in time again, and then we find out exactly what happened to his men.
He was on the Lotus Eaters, and then where did he go after that?
He went to Polydectes.
No.
Polyphemus.
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 Well, he went to inside of his cave, got trapped. He's a big Cyclops.
Big Cyclops.
Ate all of his men.
Ate all of his men.
Blinded him.
My eyeball.
Yeah, it was that. Imagine it. What an inconvenience. My eyeballs just burst.
At least I've got two. Oh, the Cyclops. Oh, no.
Imagine if that was the reaction. But also, like, I just realised, like, he got blinded, and the next day you went out to work on a sheep. It's like, have a day off, mate.
That's true. Yeah, not once did he. God, he's actually a really hard-working guy.
Yeah, we think. Yeah, he also killed Aeacus, and because he wanted to love Galatea.
Yep.
And also, what else? And so Odysseus has left that island of Polyphemus, and we're going to follow up his journey right now in Book 10. What do you think's going to happen this episode?
He'll probably go missing and then be found.
It's like that haiku. Alrighty, Dan, do you want to start?
Odysseus continues his story for Alcyoneus.
Alcinous.
After the encounter with Polyphemus, Odysseus and his crew reach the island of the wind god Aeolus.
Perfect.
We come across Aeolus before because he blew that guy off a mountain into that guy's house.
Yeah, he did. Well remembered. Yeah.
He blew that girl off the mountain. Sorry, do you remember?
Yeah, and he disrupted the waters for Juno once as well. So yeah, he very much is and yeah, he's the god of kind of wind as well.
Yeah.
And we made fart jokes as well. But that was back in the past when we were uncultured.
Uncultured, yeah.
You got a bag of wind. Anyway, carry on.
Aeolus, a king charged with caring for the world's winds, entertained Odysseus and his men for a month on his island. He lent Odysseus the magical bag that keeps the wind so that his fleet might move under the steady west wind until it reached Ithaca.
Okay. So
Ithaca, of course, Odysseus' home. That's where he's trying to get to.
yeah, so again, he's faced off with Polyphemus. He's trying to get home, but yeah, this whole section is about his adventures in the interim between landing with Calypso and the Trojan War. So with Aeolus, he's really kind. So he's great. He lets him and his whole men stay there for a whole month, and they're just chilling out. They got to the men get to put their feet up, relax a bit, and enjoy themselves a little bit. But he does this really kind thing. He puts a lot of wind in a bag for him. It's like this little sack, and it said, "Oh, just let it go, and it'll blow you straight to Ithaca." And as an Aegean boat specialist, this is really helpful. You get maximum speed of 5 miles an hour. So this is very kind of him. Aeolus is lush here.
However, as the fleet was within sight of its home territory, Odysseus fell asleep, exhausted from manning the sails. His men, jealous of their lord's success, thought that the bag of winds contained a secret gift given exclusively to Odysseus. They foolishly opened the bag and released all of its wind at once. The fleet was blown all the way back to the Aeolian island. When Odysseus entreated Aeolus to help him once more, he was angrily turned away. Aeolus felt he had no right to help a wretch with so hated by the gods. So that's the dumbest thing I've ever read.
Odysseus had this bag of wind, but he didn't tell his men what it was, because, look, you don't need to know what's in there, because trying to explain this bag of wind, I'm probably going to get suspicious that it's jewels or something, you know what I mean? So, but then he falls asleep one night, and the men are like, I want a necklace. So they open it, and the bag of wind just blows them all like,
also, they can, see Ithaca, so this could have been, this whole story could have been cut, 8 years short.
Yeah. Yeah, right, yeah. And the thing is, so they blew it, and they get off course again as well. How annoyed would you be? This is for fuck's sake.
Also, what's annoying is he's fallen asleep because he's manning the sail. Can't some of his men take over? Can't they do shifts?
Well, yeah, I guess I think he wanted to do it because he was like, right, get there in sight. So he very much, he doesn't want to delegate because he knows shit like this would happen. Because we find that a lot of his men are quite incompetent for this kind of reason. But also, imagine if you open up a bag. You know when you take a drink of something, you think it's for example, Pepsi, but it turns out to be squash, if you know what I mean. You get really a bit discombobulated with it. Imagine if you open up a bag, you thought with jewels in it, and they... That's a weird...
It's like an unbelievable amount of wind.
Yeah. It might blow your face off as well. So,
Also, imagine Aeolus, right? He's given this guy a really impressive magical gift.
Yeah.
And then he's disappeared off, and then a few days later he washes back up. Sure.
But the thing is,
He's like, guys, I gave you this bag. What are you doing? You literally just had to go that way, like, and keep straight. And then they're like, sorry.
And it gets really fucked up. It's like,
I would be too.
I just gave you a bag of wind. Like, do you know how much that costs? You know, like, oh my, like, yeah. And the thing is, Odysseus is like, can you help us out again, please? He's like, well, obviously not. Like,
do you know what this is the equivalent of? It's the equivalent of blowing up a balloon, and then you just take it away from your mouth to tie it up, and it goes, and it like goes all in your face. Or have you ever like been blown up a balloon, and then you've like let go, and it's like blown the wind back into your mouth?
Yeah, I don't think that's the same, to be honest. But yeah, so I think it's a bit of a weird one. This, but yeah, so Aeolus doesn't help him out, and they have to go from there. What would you, if you were Odysseus and the guy who opened up the bag? What would you say to him? I'll be the guy. Sorry, man. I just thought it'd be something cool.
Oh, where are we?
Back at Aeolus, it's a funny story. You know that place you want to go?
Yep.
It's not Ithaca, right? It's Aeolus' island again.
Oh, what happened to the bag of wind?
Don't ask that. Don't worry about that. It ran out.
Ah, what happened?
I
Be honest with me. What happened?
Jim, he opened it up, right? Jim, he thought the jewels in there and stuff like that.
Did he open it and all the wind came out?
Yeah, what an idiot! Cause like,
that's the second time on this ship he's done a blowjob.
I was hoping there was a punchline there.
Yeah, it was selling a punchline.
I was like, call back Brian the Eagle? I don't know. Anyway, so what happened next? Where did he go next?
Odysseus' fleet next journeyed to the land of the... Oh, good God.
Spell it out.
Laistrygonies. Backwards. Senogyrtsial.
What do you think it is?
Laistrigones?
I think it's Laistrigones.
Laistrigones. I wasn't that far off.
It's pretty good.
Odysseus' next fleet journeyed to the land of Laistrigones. The ships travelled down a narrow harbour surrounded by towering crags. Odysseus' own ship, however, was anchored away from the rest of the fleet. He sent 3 men forward as scouts, and these men encountered the daughter of Antiphates.
Antiphates?
Yeah, Antiphates. King of the Laistrigones. She directed them to the great castle of her father, where they were amazed by the enormous size of their Laistrigones. Is that a pun on their penis sizes?
No, you're just really, really into dick jokes today.
Antiphates devoured one of the messengers. Wow.
Maybe your mum was right.
Antiphates devoured one of the messengers and called on his fellows to help him pursue the others. When the giants had reached the ships, they destroyed the fleet, carrying off every ship but Oedipus' own. The quick-thinking leader had cut cables and set off at once. His lone ship escaped intact.
Okay.
So they're massive giants, are they? These.
To be honest, I kind of forgot about this part of the Odyssey.
They're giants called the Laistrigones.
Yeah, so I think essentially what happens is that they're like... Because, you know, bear in mind, the past giants they had one eye and tried to eat them. They were like, yeah, these people seem trustworthy. Yeah. But again...
Don't judge all giants by...
Yeah, I realised I was just giantist today.
You're just giantist there. But then it turns out they are also correct, because these guys also devour them.
Yeah, just quite instantly as well.
So this woman's like, oh, I'll take you to my dad's castle. Oh my god, she's eating everyone.
It's in my stomach. So there was 12 ships, I believe, and now there's just one ship, and that's Odysseus' ship.
Yeah. Wow, so she's eaten 15 ships.
As an Aegean boat specialist, yes.
Maths.
So
as a joke, by the way, she's eaten 11. I know what 12 take away 11 is. It equals 1.
But also it says Odysseus' quick thinking leader. I was like,
left all of his men behind.
Yeah, but not quick enough. That's true.
No, quick enough to save himself is what they mean.
But then again, like, he's just supposed to be a leader. He's like, oh, fuck you guys, see you guys soon, assholes. The ship brought its mourning survivors to the island of Aea, which is spelled A-E-A-E-A, and this was the home of Circe. Now, where do you know the name Circe from?
I know it from Cersei Lannister, Game of Thrones, big respect.
Your favourite person?
I quite like Cersei, actually.
To be honest, if you...
As from a film and TV point of view, she's a cool character.
Yeah, I also think you're
all
quite...
the characters in Game of Thrones are cool, actually.
Yeah.
God, that starts soon, doesn't it? Oh my god, that's exciting.
Ooh, God. be in the same month. It's going to be Game of Thrones and Infinity War, and
I'm not going to have a life.
well, we don't now.
No, that's true.
So with Circe, this is I think this is original Circe, and I think there's certain similar character traits here, and I think Circe is a really interesting character.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of this Circe before?
No, I haven't. No, is this Circe got anything to do with the George R. Martin base?
No,
It's spelled differently, to be fair.
Yeah, this is spelled Circe. In fact, when I first read Circe in Game of Thrones,
Oh yeah, I forget that Matt actually read the books. He's one of those. You get pride from that, don't you? Because so many people watch Game of Thrones. Are you? Do you feel high and mighty because you've actually one of the people that read the books?
Well, I used to, but then the
films overtook
the TV overtook the books. But like,
who's your favourite Game of Thrones character?
God,
Tyrion's also up there. Come on, everyone has a Tyrion.
you know what? I love Davos. He's very
Davos,
underrated. I think there's some really. To be honest, this is a very hard question to be because the thing is for me, what I realised recently is that if you ask me a question like, "Oh, who's your top 3 artists?" I'm like, "This is too much." And someone asked me, "Who's your top 3 British bands?" And I almost screamed for an hour. It's like I can't deal with this kind of. I think for the lack of a better thinking, but then again, I bet by the end of the podcast I'll shout out a certain name. But I think Davos is there.
Davos, okay.
I like Davos.
So they're on this island, Aea. There's a woman there called Circe.
Oh, I was once on a lad holiday to Falaraki, and I was reading Clash of Kings, the second book, and it's like 800 pages. I remember, instead of going out drinking with, and having sex with girls, I was reading the Game of Thrones book, which is quite Matt Hoss, isn't it? And this Glaswegian went up to me, and I was like, "Oh, that's a fucking thick book." I was like, "Yes, it is. It's Clash of Kings. It's the second Game of Thrones book." And I didn't know what Game of Thrones was back then as well. And he goes, he just picks up this massive 800-page book and goes, "You can fucking kill a man with this."
And you did.
Yep. Anyway, they arrived at the island of Aea. There, Odysseus discovered a column of smoke drifting up from Circe's house and sent out half his men, drawn by the lot, to investigate. A man called Eurylochus led the men to the stone house where they heard a woman singing as she worked her loom. She invited the men inside her house. All complied except the suspicious Eurylochus. So these guys go inside of her house, and it feels a bit like slightly bit of a porno kind of vibe.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, oh yeah, just come inside my house.
Yeah. Ooh.
I don't think I've seen any porno
No,
before.
yeah.
So, inside the house, Circe drugged all the men's wine and touched them with her wand, making them forget their home, country, and she transformed them into pigs! She then proceeded to herd the swine, who retained their human minds, into her pig pen. So
they're still thinking like humans, but they are pigs.
So, like, basically, that's pretty much. So, lots of men go in, a lot of pigs come out. And Eurylochus is like, something's off about this woman. There's something odd. So, Eurylochus runs to Odysseus, who bravely travelled to Circe's abode alone in order to free his men. Eurylochus fled to Odysseus, told him the story, and Odysseus decided to travel bravely to Circe's abode alone in order to release his men. On his way there, he met the disguised Hermes, who lent him the moly plant, which would protect him from Circe's spells. So basically, he's got an antidote. But the thing is with Hermes, right? Why did he do this earlier? You know, like what all these men just...
Yeah, you could have given them the antidote way before they even got intoxicated.
Or give them a heads up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that would be helpful, you know what I mean? It's like, these gods aren't doing anything, they're just hanging out, you know what I mean? So, following from Hermes' instructions, Odysseus entered the house and drank from Circe's drugged wine. They got it off. Then, when she touched him with her wand, he drew out his sword, shing, and made as if to attack her. She immediately begged for mercy, and after swearing a great oath to inflict no further harm upon him, she led him to her bed.
Ooh.
See? Porno vibe.
Yeah, it is.
Is it porno vibe? It seems a bit rapey, actually. He has drawn a sword on her.
Yeah, sure.
But imagine that being like, I'll have some wine, I've drugged it, here's a sword in your throat, wanna have sex?
Yeah.
After they made love, Circe attempted to feed Odysseus, but he would not partake in her meal until she freed his companions. So, weird day.
Also, he's like... The guys, right, picture the scene. They've still got human brains, but they're in a pig pen. and they're like, God, Odysseus has taken a while to free us. Because he's prioritised having sex with this lady over actually freeing them.
Yeah, Eurylocus is like, well, he's been gone for a while. Whoa, phew, yeah, like, surely he should have gotten fixed by now. So, oh no, the pig reversal spell's really a long one. Also,
Odysseus' poor wife is back home.
Yeah. And he's been banging all these different women.
Yeah, he's banging Calypso and the Amazons.
Especially with the Aeolus, I think that there's probably something happening there as well.
Yeah.
But with also another thing, I think this misses out, is that when the pigs go out, the other men are quite hungry, so like, oh, I'm gonna eat that for bacon and shit. They're about to murder them before Odysseus tells them that they're the men. If you know what I mean.
I see that.
So Odysseus, I like because Odysseus, he shags her and goes, whoa, I've got a line. Only feed me after.
Yeah.
It's like, how you're a very toxic man, Odysseus.
Circe agreed to do so, and the men, restored to human shape, wept to see Odysseus once more in their presence. Odysseus called the rest of his men from the ship, and the men eagerly obeyed, for they were glad to hear of their companion's rescue. Eurylocus remained pessimistic, but he returned to the house nonetheless. Odysseus and his men remained with Circe for a year, while recovering their strength, the woman who just turned them into pigs. Afterwards, the men were very anxious about returning home. Yeah. Odysseus begged his leave of Circe, who agreed to help him return to Ithaca.
Okay, so there's again, you've pointed out that like she just tried to poison them and murder them. Odysseus shags her and goes, "I should stay here for a year."
Yeah.
Also,
this girl seems nice.
Yeah.
It's not that bad, guys.
Yeah, like, oh, what? Stop the swining.
Good one.
But the thing is, that, like, it's I don't know. It's such a. They say she's only living in a small house, and there's like loads of men just crammed into that house now. I was like, well, what? Why is that okay?
I think she's fine with it.
Is she though? Like, did she? I don't know. It's kind of weird though.
I love the idea that she actually turned them into pigs because she wanted to bang them.
Bangers?
Bangers and mash. Afterwards, the men were anxious for returning home, so she's agreed to go to help him go to Ithaca.
Yeah.
However, she warned him that he must first travel to the land of the dead in order to receive instructions from the Theban prophet Tiresias, my man, who retained his powers even after death. So Odysseus wept to hear of the journey, and so did his men when they heard of it. Tiresias, Matt, how do we know Tiresias?
Well, he's appeared in quite a lot of these myths.
He was a boy, he was then a woman, and then a man again.
Sounds like Skater Boy.
And he's a prophet.
Yeah, so he basically, he was in episode 18. Listen to that episode, he's also in some other stuff as well, in the Oedipus saga as well. So Odysseus has to go down to the underworld.
Ooh.
So, but Odysseus wept to hear about the journey. And, you know, and also I imagine there might be some emotional things going on down there as well. However...
Before they headed towards their ship, a young crewman named Elpenor, disorientated from drink, awoke atop Circe's roof. He drunkenly fell off from the side of the house, breaking his neck in the process. Leaving his corpse behind, Odysseus' men walked to their ship. There they met Circe, who had travelled faster than they had, bearing with her the sacrificial animals necessary for their communion in the dead. Is he going to come important then, Elpenor? Are they going to meet him in the underworld? Because he's just literally died right now.
Well, way to ruin it. But yeah, very much Elpenor will be there. But like, also like the thing is like in the thing that all the crew get really upset because Elpenor was a young lad. He died and like he breaks his neck.
They're sad about it.
Yeah, but remember like a year ago when the whole giants ate them as well. Like you didn't give a shit about any of those. But like, oh, one man broke his neck.
Being drunk, sleeping on a roof.
Yeah, being killed by giants and being eaten by cyclopses. One man dying because he drank too much. He's a bit of a tit, isn't he? So, but that is the end of book 10. And we are now... Sorry, go on.
So they're about to go to the underworld.
Yes, yeah. We've also been down to the underworld a few times on these myths. But I think this time will be different. But we have to wait for next week to hear about that. Can you sound more sad, please?
Aww.
Sound like one of the ghosts down there. Yeah. Anyway, time to rank.
Hey there, my name is Matt Huss, and in this link I have an American accent, and I advocate the safe use of Miffs podcasts. in small doses.
So, today we're going to be ranking on 4 different categories. We're going to do it different, though. Because in the first category is life skills. We're doing it out of 10. Second one, morals. Then creativity. Then WTF.
Wow, that is a weird order.
Yeah, it's weird.
Wow.
And, totally different. We're breaching uncharted territory now.
Yeah.
But did you enjoy that?
I did enjoy that.
Is it something? Is your favourite part, or is it your least favourite part of the Odyssey so far?
I did enjoy that because it had lots of adventure and myth stuff in it, and I like myths with lots of myths. In fact, I would say it's probably a 30 out of 40. That was easy, Matt. How was
social media? Imagine if we spent like 20 minutes at the top and just did 0 at the end as well.
Yeah, well, that's basically the intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what people tune in for. People are like, oh, myths, get fucked. We're going to hear about what awkward things Matt's been up to, and sometimes Dan will tell us about his testicles. So, anyway, let's talk about life skills.
Life skills, these are things we practically learned. We learned quite a lot, I feel. But did I? I don't know. Let's find out as we review life skills.
I like it because you're narrating yourself as well. Alright, so we learned how to...
Blow a bag of wind.
Yes, we learned how to be disorientated.
We learned how to break our neck.
Yeah, that very important life skill. We learned how to be hospitable, like Aeolus.
We learned how to turn people into pigs.
Yeah, we learned,
We learned how to make love to a woman. We learned that the only way to stop a woman from being mean is to make love to her.
There's a lot of things wrong with that, isn't it?
Maybe that's a moral.
Yeah. We also learned not to be mugged off by people. Like, for example, Aeolus is like, nah, that's alright. But I guess that's moral as well.
Yeah. We learned you shouldn't eat meat because they might be humans who have been turned into pigs.
Yeah, we learned. We also learned don't eat humans whole. Like
don't eat humans whole. Yeah. Don't ask for. That's a moral again, not a life skill. How to turn a ship around. How to go to Ithaca. How to cut a cord and disappear on a ship whilst the rest of your crew are being trampled on by giants.
Yeah. Also, we learned how to save her own neck here because, we learned he did that. Odysseus had sex with her, and also the gods always help him.
How to be quick thinking, yeah. How you can do anything if you have the gods on your side.
Yeah. Odysseus has got so much privilege. He's like a proper white man privilege. You know what I mean?
What are you thinking, Matt?
I don't think it's too high. Maybe 4 or 5.
I think a 5.
You reckon
it's bang average? Yeah. Bang average.
Didn't seem very impressive, but it was alright, I think. So morals. We've kind of already discussed quite a lot of them. Don't get mugged off, be kind, hospitable, giving. We also learned don't eat people.
Don't eat people.
Also learned save your own skin.
Save your own skin.
You may be a leader, but by God you don't have to look after your men.
Yeah.
We learned that when your men in danger, best thing to do is get on with the lady.
Get on with the lady, yeah. Don't fall asleep at the wheel. Your men will fuck it up.
Yeah. And also, don't be snooping into other people's property as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Anything could have been... What do you reckon the most surprising thing would be in that bag if you opened it up? From Odysseus.
Well, but I'm sure they knew it was wind inside.
No, he didn't. He didn't tell. He kind of kept it a surprise.
Oh, I see. Okay, I was confused the whole time as to why they didn't. What they thought was in there.
You should really if there's anything you don't understand, why don't you ask?
It could have been Medea's head.
Medea?
Medusa's head,
Yeah.
and they could have all been turned into stone.
Yeah, well, stuff like that. He also did, he kind of just wanted to keep it look, don't stress about it, I'll sort it out. But then again, he says he trusts these men, but he also doesn't trust them enough to tell them, I suppose.
Yeah.
There's a lot of double standards.
Or trust them enough to actually want to hang out with them enough for him to not save their lives when they're being trampled on by giants.
Yeah, for sure. Also, if there's also 12 ships, right, and he has a bag of wind, surely that's only going to work for his ship.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure he knew that. Yeah.
Maybe this is a bit more of a prick, you know. Well, I guess, Well, I think the dodging moral issue here is the fact that, Odysseus is sleeping with this girl. You know what I mean? It's quite. Firstly, he got a wife back at home. He's doing it under weird circumstances, bringing a sword on her. Also, the fact that literally 10 seconds ago she tried to kill him and his men, you know what I mean? And the fact that he only has his principles after he's had sex with her, after, after she offers to feed him to save his men, you know what I mean? It seems like his heart's not in the right place.
That's true, yeah.
Also, we saw the saddest death that you can have is getting drunk and falling off a roof. Why are you on the roof in the first place, mate? Elfinor.
That's true, actually, yeah. Why on the roof in the first place?
I'm going to say 6 or 7.
I think it's 6.
But I think there's quite a lot, though. I think there's quite a lot of big morals. So maybe
Are they big morals, though? I don't know if they are.
Well, I think there's a lot.
What's a big moral of those?
Well, like, again, it's hospitality and stuff like that, but also, like, learning, like, severity of that as well. So in terms of, like, when to be giving, when to be kind, and when to say, that's enough, you know, I've done my part, I've been hospitable, but that's... And also, stuff like, we're seeing such a range of different people and different morality as well, like, stuff like, Aeolus is kind, last goings on. Circe is initially horrible, but then she's actually quite...
yeah. Alright, you win, 7.
And again, talking about that creativity, that having these different levels of hospitality, and also having, I think Circe's a really interesting character because she's quite evil to begin with, but then she becomes really helpful. She lets him stay there for a year as well. That's really weird, isn't it?
That is quite weird, actually. Yeah, it's weird, specifically because she turned them into pigs and then they banged.
Yeah. Because it's kind of like. It's kind of an odd vibe, if you know what I mean. It's just, but I think we kind of talked a lot about the creative stuff in there. I think it's quite creative, like with the bag of wind, the fact that he stays at Aeolus for a year, the fact that he stays at Lee's place for a year as well. Like what?
He's taking his time, isn't he?
Yeah, like he says he wants to go home, but does he? Like he really seems to be living the playboy.
He's enjoying the travels, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he's very much taking his gap year, but gap decade really. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that. Also, it didn't seem like he was that far from Aeolus' island to Ithaca. It wasn't that far.
No, obviously not. Yeah. I think he's got a massive detour.
Yeah. I bet he's like, oh no, the bag of wind blew us away. Oh no. Party on the Circe's house. Woo, yeah, party train. So maybe it's not all as he seems, perhaps. The fact that she turns the men into pigs and back again, and the Molly plan, and the fact that Hermes helps him out as well.
Yeah.
I think there's a wide range of things here, which are quite interesting. I'm going to say 7.
I think it's 7. I think it's 7 creativity. Okay, what about WTF?
I don't. The fact that again we kind of talked about it, but the fact that I think it's the shagging is
that's really messed up. That's really messed up.
And the pigs and the moral lines there, and
the guys opening the bag of wind and they're like turning around. That's kind of dumb. I thought that was a bit like, what the fuck, like, you know. And
the fact that Odysseus is helped by the gods so much, bearing in mind that it seemed kind of to the point of not really that necessary. If you know what I mean.
I think it's probably like a 5 or a 6.
I don't think it's that high, though.
Do you not think? I think it's pretty average.
She eaten by giants. That's kind of
I think it's pretty average. It's a 5.
Is it that average though? Because there's not that much.
I think so. Crushed by giants, the bag of wind blew and they went all the way home just when they were so close to completing their journey. She turned them into pigs but kept them as humans. That's pretty messed up. A guy fell off a roof and broke his neck.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
He left all his men behind. He had sex with a woman who had just turned and then stayed there for a year. That's pretty messed up.
He's, in this single book, there's been 2 years of waste. You know what I mean? I'm gonna why don't we say 5? Because I think that. With that, I think it's fair, and also I think the main WTF factor is Odysseus at this point. In beforehand, I think he's been quite a solid character, but this one is actually like, he's actually a bit more of a prick than ever before. So, in total, there's 5, 7, 7, 5, which equals 24.
24.
You do that every time, and it annoys me. So very average, isn't it?
Bang down the middle.
Really?
That's what you say, isn't it? When you say that, like, that's got 24. Same as Pantheon in the Sun Chariot, if I remember rightly.
Is that because you're looking at the league table?
No.
Which episode of Pantheon in the Sun Chariot?
44.
43 actually. So.
Crap.
Anyway, thank you, listener dear, for being part of our wonderful podcast. 55 episodes, going strong. Well, It's going.
It's going.
Dan, if you wanted to get in touch with us, what would you do?
I would email miffspodcast@gmail.com or get in contact on social media at miffspodcast, Twitter and Facebook.
And if you wanted to talk about how great we were...
I would tell my friends about us because there's no greater gift than the gift of telling a friend, I guess.
But there is also a better gift. Why don't you give us money on Patreon or Ko-fi? It's like, you can give us a one-off donation or a regular donation. And there'll be bonus content for you there.
Also, you can give us 5 stars on iTunes, please.
Yes. That'd be great if you can do that. If you haven't done it already, and you've listened to this far, why not? Actually, don't answer that, please. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to us. Dan, do you want some more 1955 facts?
No, I'm okay, thank you. I'm just looking forward to next week when we can find out what happens in the underworld.
Are you sure you don't want 1955?
I'm sure I don't want. I just want to know what happens next week when we go to the underworld.
Because it would be a really nice way to finish off.
No, it's not. I'm not going to do a 55. Unless you're going towards. Unless you're trying to segue towards a hilarious joke. If you can right now say a hilarious joke to do the number 55, then we'll sign off. Go on. Go on.
What?
All the talk, isn't it? All the talk.
I can't just write jokes. You stumble upon them.
Go on. Say a joke right now. If you're that desperate to do this 55 thing.
Any jokes for 1955?
Anything to do with the number 55.
55.
You haven't got long though, because it's already 2 minutes.
Okay,
Ironically, 55 seconds longer than you need to do.
Okay, 55. What do you call 55 in German?
Fumzig.
Ta-da!
Miffs, 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 miffs.
Also, the polio vaccine was made.
Polio vaccine.
Ooh.
Yeah, a lot less cripples now.
I don't know what else I expected, really. Okay.
Please cut that for the love of God.
Nope.